What is making that noise? Okay, so let's put music on. This is jujitsu stuff. I'll explain what I'm doing in 1 second. Let's see. Okay, so let's switch over to this one? No. This one here, but that's not correct. Nope, that's not correct either. Yep, this is correct. So, what are we gonna do today? Let me put my other headphones. Maybe I can hear myself a little bit better. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Let me put audio monitoring. Test. Whatever, that's still a little bit better. Okay. So, what I'm going to be doing today, I have about 4 hours around before I have like an interview. So what I'm going to be working on, I'm probably going to be doing 3 or 4 things. The main thing, or the first thing I'm going to do is fix user profile page. And then I'm going to try to add, I might not do this yet, but I'm either going to switch to LogRocket, remove Sentry, and then maybe I'll do create seed file to test commits. The only thing about this one, the reason I don't want to do it yet is because my seed files, for me to test it correctly, I need a correct Stripe ID. And then actually, let me show you, if you've been following the stream. So let's see some ones that are not correct. I think I gotta go. So let's see. So the issue I'm trying to fix is, if you see here, if I highlight these two, oh no, not those two, highlight this one and this one. So I'm supposed to charge in the morning at 12 UTC, and these two, I'm getting 2 separate charges for the same event. So now what I did to fix that is I gave Stripe an idempotent key dependent on the event ID from Amazon AWS Event Bridge, which sends events, and you could do jobs on it, which is what I'm gonna do for this. So I've been testing it, and it seems like it's working. So for it to be correctly working is every day, if someone doesn't, I guess I could probably show you the site. It makes a little more sense. So this is the dev site. If you guys want to see this, I'll put it in the chat. Let's see. If you guys want to help me test it, that'll be good. And then the real site, the regular site, is here, but I am doing a lot of changes in between them. But the main change is So the real site actually has like real resources. The dev site just has like test resources. But what I'm trying to fix, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to add a commit feature where, let me remove, if you're gonna set yourself to commit every day to study Japanese, and then I have here that kind of explains what you're doing. I also kind of want to make this process a little bit better. Add like a frequently asked questions, because no one really wants to read all this. Maybe they'll read the first thing, but this is pretty interesting. It's basically just saying, if, let's see, if you're trying to go for a goal, initially when you go for a goal, it's good to kind of visualize the good parts of the goal, or kind of how you're gonna feel when you start your goal, or how you're gonna feel when you achieve your goal. But if you want to maintain, it's better to kind of like foreshadow like your failure. Like I wrote it here. If you guys also want to see that. My dog is crying for some reason. Just give me 1 second. So anyway, so what I'm trying to do is a feature where you're committing yourself to study Japanese every day. So let's kind of initiate it. So you click yes, and then this is fake credit card information. And if you guys want to test this as well, you could use this number. This is just a Stripe test one. And this should allow you to test it, or you could just go on the Stripe docs and just see testing credit cards. That's if you guys want to just like help me test it out, but you don't really have to. Let me just put fake 1 2 3. So this is just me updating the card. I technically don't have to update it, but I'm just gonna do it just to kind of test it a little bit. Yesterday an issue that I was fixing was, okay, so this is the dev site. I normally work on my machine, but that's good to see that this is working. This is something that I had to fix because it wasn't redirecting to, it was redirecting to localhost payment status, and it wasn't dynamically redirecting. So now that should work, and that should work when I'm in production. So anyway, so when you commit to study Japanese, it's gonna, the first day, it's not gonna track the first day, it's gonna track 2 days after. So for example, if I commit to study today and I don't log that I studied, did you study Japanese today? So if I just committed today and if I don't put yes, the next day it's not gonna charge me. But if I don't do it, like for example, say today's Thursday, I committed today. Tomorrow it's gonna so if I committed today, it's not gonna, you don't have to log until Saturday. So it's gonna kind of go on Sunday, it's gonna check if you committed Saturday. But I kind of have to make that more clear in somewhere. Anyway, so did you study Japanese today? You click it. Good. Why you successfully logged your commitment for today? You successfully logged your commitment for today. Why did that pop up twice? That's interesting. Let's see. And so when someone logs that they studied, that they committed, I keep that track that in my database. So currently I use PlanetScale, and I use Prisma to connect to PlanetScale. Let's just see. So should be this person. So committed true, and that should be today. Today is the 13th for me. Committed log 5. And so I have 2. So like I guess I double clicked, but that's not that big of an issue. Okay. So okay, that's good that works. Now the issue that I'm trying to fix today, and so that's kind of the commit log feature. So in the background, it's going to every day it's going to do. I could probably show you the function. It should be. So it should be. If you're using VS Code, this extension right here, go to anything, is pretty good. Makes my life a little bit easier. Get charge. Okay, so this is the function that I run in the beginning of the day. So basically, so AWS sends an event to this endpoint, charge card endpoint. It has a secret, so that's my authentication right there. It checks if it's a post method, and then it's gonna grab users that are committed true, and they have to be committed 2 days ago. And then this date functionality is just a Luxon date functionality. It's just to grab things that are 2 days ago. So let's go back to that. I have too many tabs open. So, and then I'm gonna include the commit log. Okay, so it's grabbing all these users, and then I'm filtering. And then if you guys see better ways to do this, I might stay with this just to not do more. But initially, this kind of gave me a lot of issues because I wanted to dynamically filter these commits. And then to do that, I was using Mongo before, and then I switched to Prisma, and I thought maybe that would solve the issue. But I think it might have been actually easier with Mongo, but I wasn't really able to. So the way I kind of solved that was I have a filter, and the reason I need the filter is when you commit, you're committing in your time zone. So I want to make sure that that you're committing in your time zone. So so I do that. Then I get the user Stripe ID. This is the item potent key, and then I pass that to Stripe, and then this charges you $1. So this code is all online, so you guys could check that out. Maybe I could put that GitHub. If you guys have feedback on the code, if you have questions, you can let me know. This should be it here. Cool. Okay, so today though, we are working on, let's close all my tabs, close all, and open. We are working on pages, user ID. So we're working on Okay, so the first thing that we're working on, which shouldn't take us longer than like 30 minutes, is to fix. So let me start my server. I'll keep that light on. Let's see. Let me close this. Let me so npm run dev. Let me close some stuff. I don't need this. Don't need Docker right now. Okay, so this here. I want to make you smaller. Just want to be okay. That should be good. Cool. Okay, so let's see if that works. Let's go to the main page. So let me switch over to okay, this should be it. Let me just make sure. So the issue that I have is when you go to profile, so let me, I have a timer so I could stand up. So the issue that I had is when you go to profile, okay, so when you go to profile, you don't see anything in your profile. So I have two issues. The recommendation engine that I was using doesn't work anymore. I don't know why. But I have to fix that, but I don't know when I'm gonna do that. And then I don't see my liked resources. So this user should have let's put this here, it's probably easier. This user let me fix something with my browser. I keep add where is browser, add general browser source, third-party website HTML, no, video capture device, display, window capture. Okay, add so that's not what I want. So put this here. I want this, but I just want this to replace this. Okay, that should work. So window capture. How do I rename this? Rename browser left. Rename browser right. Cool. So I could switch. Okay, cool. So switch. So here. Okay, cool. So let's see what's going on here. What is going on here? Let's make this a little bit smaller. We could kind of close that. I wonder if I could do Zen mode. npm scripts. What's this? Oh, I could just run that here. That's kind of cool. I just want to see if I can make a Zen mode. Zen mode, center layout. Cool, that's what I wanted. Center layout, and then Zen mode. No, that's not what I wanted, because Zen mode makes it way too big. How do I get out of Zen mode? Huh. Kind of stuck here now. That sucks. How do I get out of Zen mode? So okay, so this is this issue. So let's get out of Zen mode. Zen mode. What? No, this doesn't make sense. Min Zen mode. Decrease current size. Customize layout. No, I don't want full screen. Okay, cool. So is this Zen mode without full screen? Yeah, I think so. Cool. That's good. That's kind of what I wanted. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is kind of what I wanted. I just wanted to not have so much stuff floating around. Okay, so where do I start? So let's see, let's start from the beginning. So I have data here. Okay, so I am I'm gonna put my other headphones on. Okay. Spotify stopped working. Okay, let me close Spotify. Huh, that's interesting. Spotify. Okay, cool. Task manager. Okay, Spotify should be working. No, I don't want to install Spotify. Okay, cool. So, going to put a little bit more uplifting music. Okay, so I put my noise canceling headphones so I could kind of focus a bit. I made the Zen mode. So let's start with user resources IDs. What is this? So this is, all right, so I am, and I probably should refactor stuff because if I have a problem again, I could probably fix it a little bit quicker. So, and there's a theme that I recommend. I just started using it and it makes my life so much easier. So you see how for state the variable is yellow, no sorry, the variable is white and the function is yellow. I'm using this theme right here that kind of does that for me. Color theme, it's called Chadderbat. It's pretty good. I've used other ones like Cobalt, and I've used one I really liked before. I used Noctis Winter is Coming. Those three are pretty good. But I kind of switched over to this. So I am going to start here. So let's clear my console. Let's clear this as well. I just want to see what relies on this. This is data. So it's data and data resources. So I want to rename some things. I have to refactor things because this page is pretty confusing. I know what's going on because I created it, but it's still let's see. Let's start with this. So all right, so this data here, let's go down. So okay, so loading, okay, if loading or loading resources, okay, and if no error. So let's start with data. Let's console.log data, and then this is data is get user resources IDs. What is going on here? Okay, so cannot read property. So this is my issue here. Cannot read property ID of undefined. Okay, and the reason I have that issue is because I switched to MySQL and I had to add a few fields. So the fields are somewhat different, but so we're getting, so already this is already confusing. So One second, my dog is still crying. Okay, so let's start with data. So let's start I wonder how TRPC handles this. So I have a get user resources. So I want to see something. How can I make this? So data get user resources ID. Does that work? Let's see. Let's see how that. Get user resource ID, and then let's make it. Let's do get user resources ID. Okay, cool. So that's kind of the first refactor here. And then, do I have something wrong? No. Okay, so let's see. Do I have an issue? So let's refresh. Cannot find name data. Okay. Can I read property undefined? Okay, so did I do this? Get user resources ID. Maybe okay, so get user resources IDs. Can I read property reading get user resource IDs? Okay. Okay, that's fine. User IDs. Let's see if that works. And then this. Let's. And user voted resource. I don't know. Okay, so let's see. Dot includes. Okay. Okay. So okay, let's undo this. So maybe I'm not destructuring it correctly. More than likely. So just data. Okay. Okay. So, I guess I have to type how to destructure, right? How to object destructure and destructure object. Okay. Restructuring assignment. Okay, so object, where is object? Where is object? Okay, so object. So I have user ID is verified. Okay. So, okay. Assigning separate from declaration. Okay. Maybe. Okay, it says I have to stand now. Okay, so okay, so let me here. So my computer's slow. Okay, my computer, my mouse is going slow. So so get user resources ID is an array. Huh. Okay. Cool. So what I could do, so I could kind of mess around with it here. Const Okay, let's see. Typescript complained about the data prop. To do. Double destruction when object is defined. Treatments. Provide an initial value for data to the structure. Double destruction. Let's see. So so it does this like this, but this is a rename. This is not object destructure. Okay. I wonder why it's giving it to me like this. Let me see. Apollo. So when I run this, user resource ID. Can you guys see this? Yeah. Okay. So it's data. Get user resources ID. Okay, so okay, so let me see. So I think, okay, I think I tried this, but so let's do let's do this. I wonder if this works. So I set it as an empty object initially. That might kind of resolve my undefined issues. Okay, so that does fix that. So let's get rid of this for now, or comment it out, and then here, recommended resource. Okay, it's saying I should drink some water. Okay, so okay, so that should have fixed it. Let's see. User voted resources undefined. Yep, makes sense. Now, where is that? So can I so what I'm just gonna comment this out. This T body, just gotta comment this out. Okay. Okay, so the only thing, okay, so I have get user resource ID, and it's the first object. It's the first index. Okay. Get user resources ID. Let's see. I'm trying to make this not look okay. So get user resources ID. I want to just have this. So if I do get user resources ID, and I just want the first item. get user resources ID. So I can define it here. So, okay. This still isn't the best, but it looks a bit better. So if I just do this, resources, let's see how this looks. Can I redeclare const, replace const with const resources? Huh? I don't, but I didn't think it would give me an array of objects. This isn't kind of how I expected it to get. I get it. But I kind of just don't want to spend too much time on it. Okay, so this wonder if I could do this. Resources. Wonder if I could do that. Okay. Probably gonna get a coffee soon. I'm like extra, not tired, but don't have like all the energy. What is this giving me? So this is giving me probably can't do this. So let me sit down again. Is it telling me to be active? Okay. I have a timer that's telling me to be active, so I'm kind of walk around a little bit. Walk around and make a coffee, and then I'm not gonna leave, but I'm just gonna be out of sight for a sec. Okay. Okay. So, making my coffee. So this is probably not gonna work, but yeah, user resources IDs. Okay, so what we're trying to fix is this crazy line right here. Data that get user resource ID. Can you guys see that? Yeah, I think you guys can. Get user resource ID 1. So we kind of fixed this part. Dot resources. User dot resources. I can name this to like user. It'll make a little bit more sense to me. Or a viewer. User's pretty good. So okay. So okay. So I'm gonna rename it to user. Alright, that should. Okay, let's do that. That's gonna be. Let's do that. We'll check it. Okay. So instead of, and then the second thing that I have to fix is, so if I do that, I could just get rid of this. So I'm not gonna get rid of this, but I'm going to create a new one. So that new one is going to be here, and that new one is going to be here. User resource current user resources dot includes. So data resources dot resources. Some of this naming is a little confusing. So resources should be voted resources. Because, and then this is all resources. So let's see. Data resources. That's a terrible name. This should just be resources, but I probably didn't name that because of this. So what I'm going to do, so data resources, that's a terrible name. Okay. This is what we're gonna do. We're going to rename it to resources. And we are going to, and then to not get undefined initially, we're going to set this to this. I think this was my issue before. And we are going to, we're going to do a console.log. Yep, perfect. Okay, so if loading resources, error resources. I hate having this double thing here. let's get my coffee, and then we'll come back. Coffee here. Let's get a water. Okay, so that's probably not gonna work here. So let's, and then this here, there's a lot of things I could refactor here. So it's always, sometimes like when you have limited time, it's hard to refactor everything. It's just like, if you think of it realistically, if you're thinking of it like as a business, which it technically is, everything is, you always almost have to always think of things as a business. Like, you have to kind of make money off things, so you just have a certain limit of time, so you have to try to get out your features as quick as possible. But things that I do are kind of more more for like project and learning. So let's, okay, so we're looking, so we destructured basically the total resources, and I could also rename resources to all resources, but resources is kind of just, that's good. Okay, so user voted resources, and then I can rename user to user voted resources. That's actually not a terrible renaming. Expected, what is this telling me? So like this right here, get user resource IDs. It should be get user voted resource IDs. So I could fix this. Let's see. I could fix that. But what I'm going to do is user. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. User. Oh, actually, I'm not gonna do anything right now. I'm gonna just check this. So resources is giving me, so resources dot resources, Okay, so this is resources. Wait, why do I have it twice? Oh, I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm just gonna refresh. It should be you. Oh, this is why. That's dumb. That was confusing me. Okay, so it's still saying resources. So let me refresh it one more time. Data, response data. My dog wants to go outside. One sec. Want to go outside, my dog? Okay, so let's refresh this. Okay, so what does this say? I don't know what this error is. I don't want to see this. Pass yourself a formula. user voted resources. User voted resource ID. It's totally. I just have been training less than both of those people. Like a year or two less. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. I was kind of zoning out. Okay, so we have user, and then user has resources. Okay, user voted resources, user resources. I'm going to rename this user. I'm going to rename this to user voted resources dot resources. Okay, this is going to be user voted resources, right? The user voted resources. Okay, cool. Okay, user voted. Okay, user voted resource ID. User voted resource IDs. Okay, because I only keep track of the ID of what the user voted for. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this, going to rename this. Now let's put a space here so I can kind of. Okay, so let's work on the first thing. Why? Okay, so let's work on the first thing. Let's give it a space. So data.resources. So this is going to be here is going to be okay. User voted resource here, and then here is just going to be resources. Okay, so this is going to be resources dot filter resource. So I'm trying to filter the resource, and then this is So I have the resource. So let's see what that is. So resources. So currently there's only 2 resources. Okay, 1 second. There's only 2 resources. I don't know why I have tags here. So there is so these are all the resources, and then I just have to make sure. So 1 second. So resource. So resources. So resources here dot filter, and then here this could just be okay. So let's get the resource, but I really only need the ID. Okay, I only need ID. So, and now I'm checking if user resource ID dot sum, if user resource ID dot sum resource dot sum ID. So this is what I have to change. So user, let's go back to user voted resource. So this would be user, okay, user voted resource. Okay, so it's this thing here, resources dot resources resources dot sum. Maybe I have to do resources. Let's just check how sum works really quick. JavaScript dot sum for array of objects. For object properties, okay. I got the following array. Okay. Do you have to use sum method? Why not? Simply what? Okay, so what we're gonna do, so I don't fully know if this sum will work, but let's see. Let's see if we use it in the console. Check if object value exists within an array of objects. Okay, let's see what they can say. I also think I've used this before, so let's get out of Zen mode. Let's get out of Zen mode. I do like being in centered mode. Okay, so let me get a centered mode as well. So okay, so I used this before. I just want to see how I use it. Let's see, dot sum resources dot sum. No, I've used it somewhere else. Let's see, check if dot sum let's see, what did I do here? So dot sum this doesn't look good either. Resource dot sum. Okay, so let me put these side to side. What did I do for, okay, a vote button. Put this here. So so let's see, let's just copy this here. No, I could copy the whole thing. So resources, copy this. So let's see, resource, okay, dot sum that's some resource. I think I could do exact. Okay, so that's so let's go here. Let's place this here. That's some resource ID. Resource ID equals ID. Equals ID, but so I believe this should work. So I'm gonna do ID. So resource ID. I'm going to rename this. So resource ID user voted resource ID. Okay, makes sense. And then I'm gonna rename this ID here to user voted resource ID, and then this is just gonna be this is gonna be, so resource ID, this is gonna be maybe parent resource ID because ID resource equals resource.id. I don't want to name it resource ID. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, resource, and then this is just gonna be resource.id. .id. All right, so let's see if this works. I think it should work. First, just gonna console log it. So let's see here. Let's use turbo console log for this. Did I? Okay, so control this. What did I do wrong? How do I use turbo console log again? Is it Control Alt T? Yes, Control Alt T. So let's save this. Let's see if this gives me what I want. So it should output of a list of resources the user voted. So that's what we want. And it's taking long to save because my computer is slow. Okay, so I made this less of a mess than it was before. It's still not the greatest, but at least it's a step up. And kind of the reason I had to make these changes, like I couldn't use include. So currently I'm using MySQL. I switched from Mongo, and if I was using Postgres, I probably could use include, but the main reason is in MySQL you could only use, so in Mongo and Postgres you could use an array of strings. So in in Mongo and Postgres you could use an array of strings, and if I have an array of strings then I could just do dot includes for that. But since I don't have that, I have to do currently what I'm doing right now and only work with array of objects. So that's why I had to kind of change a lot of this, kind of switching over to MySQL. So okay, so let's see, did this load? Okay. So I have to do this. I'm probably going to do a lot of refactoring this month, just to when I kind of, oh no, dot includes, where did I get that from? Is this that sum? Oh, that's not correct. This is probably old. What was I saying? So yeah, this month I'm trying to test my feature just to make sure it works. Then I'm gonna release it. But if anyone wasn't following, it's basically just a feature where if you want to commit to studying Japanese, technically you could use it for anything. And that was probably a better idea just to make it for anything, but I don't know, I just like to add things for the Japanese site. So it's basically you're gonna commit to study Japanese every day. When you commit and put in your credit card, you're gonna have to log that you studied Japanese every day. If not, you're gonna be charged the next day. And I think it's an interesting feature. And if you guys want to test along with me and you guys see that things are not working, I think I have the live links in the chat. It should be there. Okay, so let's see, what do we have here? So user. Okay, so where is, okay, this rocket right here. User voted resources. Okay. Okay, so I have all of them. Gotcha. So I'm going to delete one. I'm going to delete one just to make sure it's actually working. Okay, so where are we? User resource ID. I should probably rename this. Okay, so we have, so the user ID, so this one here, so I'm just gonna delete one here, delete, save. Okay, so now this should only give me one item, and it should give me item. It should give me item. Did I delete it? $907. Oh, okay. Yeah, it should give me this item right here. This item with this ID. Let's see if it does that. Boom, boom, boom. Refresh, standing time. Okay, I have to stand up. Ugh. Okay. So I should only have one item now. Yep. Okay, so let's hook. Let's hook. Let's hook. What's it called? Let's hook. Let me use my different headphones. I don't need to be as concentrated. So where's my headphone? Oh, there it is. Okay, so I can hear myself a little bit better. Okay, cool. So so let's hook up. So let's see. User voted resources. Okay. User. Okay, so I have to uncomment this. So this is going to be okay, let's see. So now it should populate this again. Let's see. And if this works, then, and I'm gonna do something else. So I'm going to, since let's first see if that works, but since my recommendation feature doesn't work, I don't want that to run. I have to fix that. I don't even need to run the use state. So like everything from here, I don't want to delete it. Okay, so do I have to refresh this? Sitting time allotted. What? Oh, it says I could sit again. I guess I'll sit. I don't know. I'm gonna stand. I like to stand. Okay, so we have this here. Let's see if the share feature works. Okay, so share feature seems to be working. Okay, so I think I have this working. This took me a little bit longer than I wanted, but it was basically because I was refactoring. I put only 30 minutes to work on this. This I kind of have to see how this works a little bit more. I don't want to just put random stuff in. So let's get rid of this console log. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. 1 second, my dog has to pee again. So okay. Okay, so what was I doing? Okay, so I don't need, I'm gonna just comment this out. I'm going to copy this. Nope. Copy this. So loading error. Okay. So let's see. So comment, copy this out. Loading. I just need one loading. And then this should, oh, my computer's being slow. Nope. Resources? Ha. Did you mean, why can't I find that? Did I? Resources.filter. Did I do something wrong? Okay, I wasn't supposed to uncomment this. Cool. Loading resource. Okay, so I'm doing 2 queries, that's why. So I didn't have to do this. Here, and then I just delete this guy. Okay. What is this? So I should be close to fixing this. This took me a lot longer than I wanted. I thought it would just take me 30 minutes, but the main reason is because I was refactoring as well. So how long did this take me? This actually took me almost 2 hours, or probably like an hour and a half or something, or like an hour. But the main reason is because I was refactoring. I could probably figured it out. I really just had to do this dot sum at the end, but this looks way more manageable than what I had before. Resources, user resource ID dot resource dot sum, resource ID, user voted resource. Okay, yeah, that's way more manageable. And then if I have to fix this, and then eventually I'm going to have to look at this because I'm gonna fix the recommendation engine. So you might like the resources below. So let me you're like the resources. Okay, so let's do let's uncomment this, and then let's this whole table here, so this is just a header. Okay, cool. This here. Okay. I'm just kind of waiting for it to save. My computer is slow right now. Web socket? What is this? The hell? Did this save? Okay, so let's refresh this. So let's, if this works, then let me push it up and I will see if it works in development. Okay, your like resources, that's fine. So let's see. The request resource isn't a valid image for, The request isn't a valid image for a static image. What does that mean? Maybe, let's see. So okay, so let's do receive text HTML. What is it saying here? I think it's saying my loading image doesn't work. Anyway, for this specific feature, this should be fixed. So let's do npm run lint fix, and then I'll try to build it, and then I'll push it up, and then I could knock that off my list. And I'll take, after this, I'll take a slight break, and then I'll work on removing Sentry and adding LogRocket. I might even just add LogRocket first, just to see if I like it, and then remove Sentry. Let's see, they have a, let's see, because the main reason I want to use LogRocket, well, people recommended that, but BJJ Fanatics, what do we have here? Okay, so the main reason is it records like user errors, so that might be more useful than Sentry. Sentry does like full front end and back end errors, but I don't know if it records it. And someone said LogRock it's a little better. On a future analysis to record I think that's more useful for me. Has anyone used any of these, like LogRocket, Datadog? So LogRocket doesn't do backend monitoring, but do I need that? Rollbar, is Rollbar good? Rollbar seems to have like everything. Real-time alerts and AI assisted workflow. That seems good. Okay, wait. So did this finish? Or did this even start? I think it's still doing ESLint. Let's make this a little bigger. LogRocket replay what happened. Okay, replay what happened. LogRocket provides blah blah blah. I just Rollbar continuous code improvement. Proactively discover, predict, and let's see. Where Rollbar errors can be automatically logged as tickets in tools like Jira by setting automatic issue tracking. Do I want that? With the integrated tool. I'm gonna look at it, but I probably don't need that. I just need something what a user was doing, so I can kind of see that the issue. Correctly discover. Careers. Product integration. This already seems harder than I would want.